Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Dr. Burns' TOEFL show. Recently, the official ETS website posted real graded sample TOEFL speaking responses from actual students. I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to examine these responses together and see exactly how ETS evaluators score your performance. We are going to analyze two different task types today: 3 responses for listen and repeat tasks, and 3 responses for interview questions. For each task type, we will listen to samples that scored a 3, 4, and 5. By listening to these official ETS samples, you will discover exactly why they received those specific scores and see what distinguishes a top-tier score from a mediocre one. Most importantly, you'll walk away knowing exactly how to apply these lessons to your own practice so you can maximize your speaking score. Let's dive in. First, let's take a look at the listen and repeat section. Imagine you are working a part-time job at the university library, and you are being trained to help students use the library resources. Your task here is simple: listen to the manager and repeat exactly what they say. Remember, you only repeat it once. The manager says, "When you're finished using them, please return checked out materials promptly and on time." Now, let's listen to 3 sample responses.
When you're done using them, please return unchecked materials on time and in the reducing time.
The first response received a score of 3.
When you're finished using them, please return the printout materials promptly and on time.
The second received a 4.
When you are finished using them, please return checked out materials promptly and on time.
And the final one scored a perfect 5. If we look closely at the responses that scored 3 and 4, we see they both contained mistakes in accuracy. Response 3 has more mistakes than response 4. Both students stumbled over the fixed expression checked out materials. In a library setting, checked out materials simply refers to the items you borrow, but because it contains multiple words, the students struggled. So, one lesson is clear: memorize fixed expressions, especially compound nouns. Compound nouns are nouns that are made of several parts of speech but have one single unit of meaning. These are commonly used compound words in a library situation: checked out materials, reference books, due date, circulation desk, book drop. English has many compound nouns as single units of meaning. They are very useful for the TOEFL listen and repeat task, as almost every listen and repeat sentence contains a compound noun. Another problem with these two students is that they took much longer to finish, dragging down their fluency scores with long, hesitant pauses. By contrast, the response that scored a 5 was absolutely perfect. The student did not just repeat the words accurately, they also nailed the rhythm, word stress, and natural connected speech. As a result, the delivery sounded completely smooth, natural, and native-like. Now let's move on to the interview task. This response received a score of 3.
I think that books can make you more creative because you see something on the book that you can't imagine at all. So this is a point of thinking about that it preserves creativity. But I think that playing games also make the creativity improve because of some fictional stuff and seeing fictional films also make it improve. but it's more about focusing on the fictional stuff. And drawing also make your creativity grows.
Honestly, it's difficult to understand what the speaker is saying at all. This highlights the importance of making sure your microphone is working properly and that your recording quality is clear before taking the test. Now let's compare the other two responses. First, listen to them and decide which one deserves a score of 4 and which one deserves a score of 5.
Yes, I think reading can improve our imagination. Think about Harry Potter. It depicts a magic world that is different from our real world. So um, it's magic. It's imaginative, right? There are also other activities that can improve our imagination, like painting and music, because we have to create different images or songs. So we have to think. So it's improve our imagination. Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree. For me, books are one of the main things you can use to enhance and improve your creativity and imagination. Since when you are reading, you get to really imagine the whole story, like a different environment, or even if the book is describing a person, describing its personality, its clothes, you can like and use your whole creativity and imagination to really like see the characters, the environment, and really imagine the whole story. So yes, I really believe that.
Okay, what do you think? Both sound very native-like, so good in terms of pronunciation and other prosodic features like stress and rhythm. Both also exhibit good grammar. But the test raters gave a 4 for the first response and a 5 for the second response. Can you see why? It's because of the topic development.
Let's listen again to the first response.
Yes, I think reading can improve our imagination. Think about Harry Potter. It depicts a magic world that is different from our real world. So it's magic. It's imaginative, right? There are also other activities that can improve our imagination, like painting and music, because we have to create different images or songs. So we have to think. So it's improve our imagination. Yeah.
The speaker begins clearly and provides a nice example using Harry Potter. Harry Potter is a strong example because reading fantasy novels can certainly help improve imagination. While reading about a magical world, readers naturally imagine what the characters, settings, and experiences might be like. However, the speaker gets stuck at this point. Instead of developing her Harry Potter example with additional details, she shifts to discussing other activities that can improve imagination, such as painting and singing. This creates a problem because it suggests that she did not fully understand the question. The question was, some people believe that reading helps improve one's imagination and creativity. Do you agree with this idea? Or do you think there are other activities that can also enhance these skills? Explain why you think so. In her response, she talks about other activities that help build imagination. However, she initially answered yes to the idea that reading improves imagination and creativity. Once she takes that position, she needs to continue supporting it. If she wanted to argue that painting and music are also effective ways to develop imagination and creativity, she should have answered no at the beginning. For example, she could have said, I don't think reading books is the only way to improve imagination and creativity. While reading books like Harry Potter certainly encourages us to imagine magical and unrealistic worlds, other activities such as painting and music can also enhance our imagination. When we paint, we must visualize images and ideas before creating them. Similarly, when we compose or perform music, we often rely on imagination and creativity. Therefore, I do not believe books are the only way to develop these skills. Although her pronunciation and prosody were excellent, the inconsistency in her argument prevented her from receiving a perfect score. Because of this lack of development, ETS raters awarded her a score of 4 instead of 5. Now, let's listen to the second response.
Yes, I totally agree. For me, books are one of the main things you can use to enhance and improve your creativity and imagination. Since when you are reading, you get to really imagine the whole story, like a different environment, or even if the book is describing a person, describing its personality, its clothes, you can like um, use your whole creativity and imagination to really like see the characters, the environment, and really imagine the whole story. So yes, I really believe that.
This speaker begins by clearly restating the question in her own words. She states that books are one of the best ways to enhance imagination, and then immediately provides reasons to support her opinion. She explains that when people read stories, the descriptions of the environment, characters, and events help readers imagine those things in their minds. As a result, reading actively engages imagination throughout the entire process. Notice how she consistently uses key ideas related to her argument. She explains that when we read descriptions of people or environments, we imagine the characters, the setting, and the events of the story. This response is not perfect. The speaker repeats some ideas several times. However, she has a clear structure and provides relevant support for her position. Most importantly, everything she says directly supports her main claim. Because of this, ETS awarded the response a score of 5.
So, what is the lesson here? By comparing the responses that received scores of 4 and 5, we can identify an important difference. Lesson 1. Restate the question clearly. The score 5 speaker reformulated the question in her own words before giving reasons. This created a clear roadmap for the rest of the response. The score 4 speaker simply said yes and then drifted into discussing unrelated ideas. Takeaway. State your position clearly and incorporate the question into your answer. This helps you stay focused throughout the response. Lesson 2. Maintain consistency throughout your response. The score 4 speaker said that reading helps improve imagination, but then spent much of the response discussing painting and singing. These ideas were not necessarily wrong, but they did not support the position she had chosen. The score 5 speaker remained focused on a single claim. Reading books helps develop imagination. Every example and explanation supported that claim. Takeaway. Once you choose a position, every reason, example, and detail should strengthen that position. Do not introduce ideas that point in a different direction. Think of your response as a lawyer arguing a case. Once you choose your side, every piece of evidence should help prove that side. If some evidence supports the other side, your argument becomes weaker. Lesson 3. Develop your example instead of changing topics. The score 4 speaker actually started with a strong example, Harry Potter. The problem was that she abandoned the example before fully explaining it. She could have earned a higher score by expanding on Harry Potter. What makes the story imaginative? What images do readers create in their minds? How does reading differ from watching a movie? Why does imagining characters and settings strengthen creativity? Instead, she switched to painting and singing. The Score 5 speaker did not have a more sophisticated idea. She simply developed her idea more thoroughly. Takeaway. When you have a good example, stay with it and add details. ETS raters reward development more than the number of different ideas you mention. 3 key lessons from these responses. Lesson 1. Restate the question clearly. This helps create a roadmap for your response. Lesson 2. Stay consistent with your position. Every reason and example should support the answer you chose. Lesson 3. Develop your examples fully. A single well-explained example is usually better than several undeveloped ideas. These 3 lessons explain much of the difference between the Score 4 and Score 5 responses we examined today. The Score 5 speaker was not necessarily more fluent or more intelligent. She simply stayed focused, remained consistent, and developed her support more effectively. Okay, that's all we have for today. If you want to make sure you are fully prepared for every section of the exam, check out Dr. Burns' TOEFL mock test course. You can even have your own responses personally reviewed by Dr. Burns, so you know exactly how to improve your score. Visit Dr. Burns' website at www.nonheburns.com to check out her TOEFL mock test courses and access many free TOEFL lectures. Thank you for watching, and happy studying.